Yay! And we're back online. Okay, cool. Yay! Oh yeah, ha 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 ha. I have zero sound. Oh fuck! How do I do this? Oh, you can hear me, right? You guys can hear me. Correct. Okay, cool. You guys. Okay, nice. Okay, all good. The only thing is I can't hear me. I can't hear Ableton. Able to hear Ableton. There shouldn't be a weird double delay on any of these now. I hope nothing is too loud or too quiet. I can't hear Ableton. I can't hear anything from my computer right now because I have to set up an extra loopback channel and then everything should be fine. Sick. Oh, nice. And it should even like, okay, I'm talking. While I talk, I start playing. Does the sidechain work? So the microphone should shut off as soon. Did that work? Sick. Okay, what's the intense release on the sidechain? Is it like too long or is it too long, too short? Anyone has any ideas? Then tell me what to change. Okay, I think I just need one more audio track, and I hope to God that I don't too long of a release, maybe a little bit. Tad too long. Okay, let me change that. This is on a different device though, so it's a little weird. Oh yeah, the release is 300 milliseconds. Let me make that 150. So half as long. So now it should be a little nicer maybe. Okay. And now for the loopback channel that'll make it able for me to actually hear what the hell's going on. I hope to God that I don't fuck this up now. Okay. Quick thought, because if I press the wrong button, there's gonna be the loudest feedback ever. Okay. Oh my God, it works. Sick. Nice. There's a bit of a latency, but I guess I have to live with that. Sick. Nice. Oh, dope. Okay, everything works. Finally. I have a compressor on the microphone. I have a sidechain. I have everything I need. Oh, there's one thing missing, the chat on my... I need the chat on my phone. So I can look at Ableton. We even have different setups. Haha! With the different cameras and shit. And we even have a bathroom break screen. I know OBS now. Okay, cool. Let me just refresh this video real quick because this is glitching out. Okay, nice. Nice. Improvise in B major. That wasn't B major, that was B mixolydian. That should be B major, yeah. Nice. Lots of black keys. Actually, I think a cool thing about B major is all the black keys, so you can just do the... They all sound good. Hey. Yeah, it's a code 49. It's okay. It's alright. There are better ones. It looks nice. It feels okay. At least the keys come up fast. It has aftertouch that I never use. I wish I had more, like, I wish it was bigger. I always have to fuck with the octave up and down buttons. Nice. Let me just check the sound again. Nice. Let me just check the sound again. Okay, cool. Volume sounds all right. Yeah, it's the 49. It just looks big. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 octaves. Looks a little bigger than it is. How long are you gonna be streaming for? I don't know for how long I will be streaming. Because I was just trying to get the setup to work. But this could finally mean, since I just moved into a new place, as you can see, I might be able to do more streams in the future. Also, hello the Whittler. Love your shit. Long-time listener. Okay, let's look at some patches. I made a few cool patches, like there's this one that sounds like a Hammond organ. But all in Serum. Yeah, let me change the setup so you can actually see what the hell's going on here. So it's lots of velocity. Lots of velocity going on. So basically, the harder I press, the more overtones these wavetables are adding. If I press very softly, it's basically just a sine wave. The attack is the Elastic 2 sample in the noise oscillator, and if I press harder, it's going to be more overtones. And also there's drive and all that. I even made a little Leslie kind of thing. So if I MIDI learn this to a fader, I really like this just for standing pads, sort of. Especially if you slow it down from the fast Leslie, it just has this calming kind of effect that I really like. Kind of a little bit Coldplay-like, maybe. Kind of reminds me of Coldplay. Always have to go back here to read the chat. I don't want to go back there to read the chat. I need this working on my phone now. Please help me to make this work. I thought I actually downloaded the app on my phone a while ago for exactly this reason, but I don't know where it went. I think I got a new phone since then. That's why. App Store. Is it just the Twitch app, or do I just look for Twitch? Or Twitch chat? Just Twitch app, okay. Twitch. There's Twitch Messenger. So just the app, okay, all right. Log in. This is taking a moment. I'm very sorry. Virtual Riot. No. Weirdest things happen when autocorrect wants to correct official virtual Riot. There should also be a noise gate on this, on the microphone, so that if, I hope I don't start talking too quietly and then it cuts off or something. But if it does, I'm very sorry. Ah. Wait, what's my, is it official virtual Riot? Okay. I've only ever logged in through Facebook, so I don't know my account details. Give me a minute. This is not an official stream, so it's okay. If it gets boring, that is not my fault. Password, is it this? No, trouble logging in. Yes! I don't know my password anymore. @gmail.com. I am not a robot. Send instructions. Oh, it's a different username. I will figure this out though. Let me just make like a second tab here and figure this out. Oh wait, can I actually make this like a second screen so I can do something on the internet parallel? I could just do this. Aha! No one knows what I'm doing now. No, not Twitter, Twitch. I haven't been there in a while. Also, let's open up a different sound. Meanwhile, I made a cool, where is it? There's some cool pads here. Some cool patches. This sounds like a xylophone kind of thing. Also very velocity heavy, so big difference if I hit it hard or not. I don't know my username anymore, no. Or am I just stupid? I'm just very stupid. How's official virtual Riot not my Twitch username? Send instructions to reset password. Sorry, we couldn't find a user for that username. This is really annoying. I'll figure this out. No. The hell, where do I see my Twitch username? It is not official virtual Riot, apparently. I am dumb. I'm very stupid right now. Because I haven't been on Twitch for so long. It's okay if I'm stupid. And I forgot how it works. Yeah, I tried the email, but I also have to type in my username. But it doesn't show me. And I've always just logged in through my Facebook. Where's my, can I just like go to my account or something? Settings? Yeah, because official virtual Riot is just the display name. But what is my actual username? That's weird. Very annoying. On my phone. I will do it. Because on the phone app, I cannot log into Twitch through Facebook, sadly. Okay. Twitch, virtual, Riot, boosh. I'm gonna do that. Da, 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 da. And then it brings me to the app. No. I just wanna, then it just opens the app and it wants me to log in. Nah. Trouble logging in. Yes! Open in a new tab. Don't open the app. Oh my god, is this so hard? Ah, okay, I had to open it in a new tab. Welcome to the chat room. Okay, this is better. I don't even have to play the video. I can just see the chat there. Okay, nice. Back to Ableton and switch this to a little more visible kind of thing here. Yay! Thank you. I'll do the forgot username thing in a bit. It might just be the wrong email or something. I can't remember my email because I set this up so long ago. Oh, singing while playing doesn't work actually. I just remembered that because of the sidechain. If you think this skin is cool, this skin is sick. This is so confusing. Oh, the rudest preset is actually like a cool lead. It's really loud. Yeah, this next to Massive is very confusing just looking at them both. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. Okay, back to this one. That's why it's called Rudest Preset. And it's actually a David star as a wavetable. I don't know why I tried that. It was when they added the feature of implementing pictures as wavetables, so I just downloaded like black and white random shapes. I don't know if Jordan Rudess is Jewish. If he is, that would be a really funny coincidence. Oh yeah, Entity is the guy who made the Massive serum skin. Really sick work there. Oh, and I got some new bass patches too. With like cool wavetables and detune. Rap, rap. Wavetables and detune. Yay. Yeah, let's do some rhythm. Actually, I did some snares in Serum the other day and posted about it on my Snapchat, and then people started asking me how to do snares like this in Serum. So we could just make some snares in Serum, if that's cool. Like making fresh snares, just using Serum and like some processing. But the only processing I used was EQs, distortion, and compression. Maybe a frequency shifter to pitch it up and down instead of using a pitch shifter, but anything works. So making snares from scratch is, at the beginning, it's a little bit of a hit and miss because, okay, let's make an init patch. Whoops, no, init preset. The first couple of snares, every time I make snares, are always shitty. Like, and then finally, they're like, okay. Same with, there was like another round Serum snares. The first ones are like, meh. And then eventually, because it is a very, it's a very like small grade of the right distortion, the right envelopes and everything, and noise and all of that you need to get right. But if you want to make a snare in Serum, all you need is one oscillator and the noise. So let's use a triangle or a sine wave. That's going to be our sub, like the low, the body of the snare, which we want preferably somewhere between 150 and 400 hertz. So that's going to be the tone. So I pulled up a EQ here so we can see where that tone is at. Actually, let me turn down the sidechain a little bit on the microphone, because that's going to get tedious, I think, eventually. I'm just going to make it a little not that strong. Just like... Yeah, just like a little bit. That's fine. Otherwise, I don't want this to get annoying. Could you try making some Neurotrap? I don't know if I ever made Neurotrap. What is that even? Young kids with their new genres these days. Okay. So you can see the fundamental here. So you want it somewhere around 200 Hertz. So somewhere around here. Also, snares are very short. So I'm gonna use a lot of LFOs, all in envelope mode, to automate the volume of things, because we need those all like at different levels. So first of all, this is gonna be the volume of our low end. Sounds amazing, but that's where a snare starts. And then we need some noise, preferably anything. Awesome. Give that a curve as well. So that is basically where a snare starts. We can add a little bit of a pitch modulation to this. Don't worry, this is gonna sound good in a bit. So I want some pitch modulation for the low end here. So it comes down from a high pitch, a little bit like a kick drum does the coo, but I don't want it that extreme. Just a little bit. So we have this kind of slightly clicky initial transient, just a little bit. You can hear that click there, right? Then I also want to automate the pitch of the noise, so it goes whoosh or something. On envelope mode. Depending on the noise sample, this is going to sound better or worse. Okay, and now we're going to make this actually sound like something. So most importantly, compression, EQing, and distortion. So we're going to start with distortion. It already sounds like something. So distortion right at the start will make the transient a lot nicer and a lot more crunchy, but then I want a little bit less distortion by the end. So we're going to modulate this with an individual control as well. Something like that. Throw an OTT on it. This is getting somewhere. So now, the start of it sounds all right. There seems to be like a lot of noise at the end. So just the noise volume gets a bit of a fade out. Now it already sounds like somewhat of a snare. And then here are some of my additional techniques. What I like to do is I like to add some EQ peaks, preferably at, for example, 1000 Hertz. Like a very wide one. Because that's, for example, where a clap sits. That's like, that frequency range sounds like the vocal ah, or the formant, that sits there. So if you want your snare to end on a kind of sound, you gotta accentuate the 1 kilohertz. And I also want this to come up from below. Oh. Okay, it doesn't end at 1 kilohertz right now. I'll use another peak for that, but this kind of gives it some sort of whoosh sound, like this whoosh upward sweep. A little bit like, think of a comical Bud Spencer, Terence Hill punch sound, like a push. It starts with like a heavy initial transient and a lot of low end, but then by the end it's basically just a whoosh, something like that, like almost like a whip or something. Like, think of a sound like that. So you want this end to evolve just to only higher frequencies. And then I'm gonna make another one. That'll go down from the top to the one kilohertz thing. Also, volume's gonna be turned up over time. Somewhere around this. Don't wanna overdo it. But yeah, these are already like the fine-tuned parts. The cool thing is now, just with this envelope, you have control over this whole shape, this whole shaping part with the EQ that I just made. So just changing this dramatically changes the sound of the snare. So that's kind of cool. All right, now for a little more OTT on this. And then most importantly, EQing that thing. So instead of using the Ableton standard EQ, I'm going to use Pro Q2 because I need a little more control over the details here. So low cut it all the way up to this point. Maybe give that low end a little more vitality. 500 hertz is something you don't really want in your snare or in your drums at all, because that's where a lot of the fundamentals of the musical instruments sit, or a voice. So usually drums are very low end, little thumpy snare, nothing, and then 1 kilohertz is where it comes up again. Because you usually don't want it to clash too much with the fundamentals. That sounds kind of nice already, okay. Gonna give it that 1 kilohertz bump that I like so much. Get rid of a few annoying frequencies around 3 kilohertz. And sort of even that out a little bit. Maybe even add a little bit more distortion before that. Without losing too much low end. And then maybe transient shaper to bring the main transient up a little. So this is clipping like crazy right now though, but don't worry, just add a limiter and it is absolutely okay to have this clipping somewhat like this. As long as the transient sounds fine. This is really loud right now. I hope this isn't too loud for everyone. I can turn the channel down a little bit. So yay. The cool thing is now you can play this at any key and you have snares in the different tones. Cool. And then we could even start moving the noise pitch knob around or trying out different noise samples. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. That's a heavy snare. And then if you want it shorter or longer, since all of the envelopes and LFOs are synced to the host tempo, you don't need to make them longer or shorter. You could just go and change your project tempo to be faster for a shorter snare or to be slower for a longer snare. Better than exporting it and then stretching it, because that way you're going to lose quality. So that is how I make snares in Serum. I hope someone found that interesting, but yeah. Does need saturation. And maybe another little OTT at the end. Just a little bit. But yeah, something like this. And then maybe, so I would just make a bunch of these, like, make this, export it, save it as a WAV file, then change the patch a little bit, save it again until I have a whole folder of them like this. Yay. This one's actually pretty cool. I don't like the end. That's a little better. And then maybe use a frequency shifter to make it a little lower or higher, maybe even before the OTT. That's kind of cool. Okay, no sustain, a little bit of hold. That's kind of cool. So yeah, it's all about the envelopes and the right exponential or linear curves and all of that. Solid sounding snare coming from my shitty phone speaker. Haha. Yay, that makes me happy. And if you're not happy with the transient, what you can do is just put the limiter instead of on this channel. It goes on the master. You need to bring this one up though, and then just get a transient from a snare that you like. For example, the, where is it? Like a bitch snare. And then just take the first millisecond. Like, what? No, that's a kick drum. Haha. That's a snare. I guess you could even use the kick drum transient. That could work too. That'd be interesting. You hear how it like helps the transient a lot. Makes it a lot more clicky. I like that. Pretty loud, actually. So yay, that is a cool snare. Let's export that. Like this, maybe. Yeah, let's just save that. How loud is this? Is this clipping? This is clipping a lot, but that's cool. I'm just going to put it into the same folder where all the other ones went. Oh no, that's the bass hit folder. Sample pack volume 2. Actually never came out. I just call it that. Oh wait, this was still the wrong folder. Yeah, I started making like a sample pack volume 2, but then I just liked the samples so much that I never really put it out. There's like so much old stuff in there that I just use for myself now. So this goes in here. What's the latest one? 48, so this is 49. Let's see how this holds up to the others. Not bad. Like a standard Neuro snare, sort of. I will just make a new live set right now. And then we can actually maybe make some music or something. Or what would you like to see? Let's ask the chat. With res, yeah, that'd be cool. Make some mid-tempo industrial rhythm, synthwave, not rhythm. There's lots of rhythm. Soul Kids project fell, ha! What about rhythm with jazz chords? Or glitch hop with the rhythm sounds? Actually, let's use the snare we just made for this, and then we can just layer this with other stuff as well. So, for example, I would layer this with... sorry. What could we layer this with? Drums. Okay, let's make a nice snare for this. With the fade out of this one, and maybe a little bit of, where is it? Vengeance, Essential Dubstep, clap number 30 is kind of nice. And then I also have some kicks I made in Sonic Academy Kick 2. That one's kind of cool. So we gotta layer those a little bit. It's a good snare by itself, but I just want the tail. So this is gonna be layered. This is gonna have its low end removed. And the clap is way too loud. Just need a little bit of this. Yeah, sort of like that. That works. It's not a bad snare. Could even pitch that up or down. Or use a frequency shifter to pitch it up and down, actually. That's very low. This is actually kind of fine. Okay, and a offbeat hi-hat for good measure. Measure, ha, because it's a drum loop and it's music. And it's like measures is a word that has something to do with this. Which one do I want? I want my favorite, the lights out hat. Check. It's an alright snare. It's not too exciting. It sounds kind of like a good snare for liquid drum and bass, sort of, but yeah. So this is where I have my sidechain set up, so now we already have sidechain going on. And now we can make a cool sound. I made some new wavetables that I can use to make cool shit. Yeah. I actually really like just simple detune a lot recently. I became a big fan of that again. Add a lot of plugins. Yeah. Go away. Haha. That's loud. And then maybe give this a standard high pass here for now. Oops. It's a little loud. Oh yeah, also on trigger, please. Okay, what is this wavetable even? That's kind of cool. A little harsh though, a little boring. We could make this a little more interesting. That's kind of cool if it plays. If it would play a little riff, maybe give it some pitch modulation. Hey, sort of. That's kind of a cool pattern. Let's just see if we can do something with that. It doesn't have to be the sound. But I kind of like that it goes rather low on the notes. Down. So something around this. Wow. What does that remind me of? This is probably stolen from somewhere and I just can't pin it down. Never mind. Let's just go with it. And clean this up a little bit. There's my least favorite frequency. Haha. Did that hurt? Yeah, because your ears are genetically made, like evolution made your ears so that is the most painful frequency to you. Isn't that cool? Right there. Okay, the sound can still be a little more interesting. We still haven't used the second filter. So we could do a flanger. Do something like that. No, it's just too basic. Yeah, I actually don't really like the noise that much because it lingers for a little too long. Oh, this is actually where the bipolar modulation could come in handy. So it shuts. Yeah, so it shuts up a little earlier, so don't need an extra thing for that. There's a little too much sub on the kick here. I am lazy, so I'm gonna use my cymbal loops that I made myself. So this is just stuff I made in Addictive Drums and then exported, so I can easily have a... Basically just a bunch of crash cymbals. Actually, I want to EQ those a little bit, because that frequency is in there a lot. That sounds better. Here's like a tiny mixing advice. This is not like not mandatory, but if you take out something here, for example, it's cool to counter this with a little bump on the other end. This actually comes from certain, yeah, you see this? So this is what I think, I'm not sure if I'm talking shit right now, but old EQs would do this a lot, where if you, for example, added a lot of high end like this, it would also have a little notch right before it. Which I don't know why that kind of sounds good. It's just this shift of energy and volume from, if you take away there, you might want to like add something there just to make that effect even stronger, so you don't have to take away that much, because then it sounds like a weird phasing notch. So that is always a cool thing to do. Same on low end, for example. Yeah, low end EQs would sometimes do that. If like someone would add more sub, it would also have a little notch right there or something. But especially for top end, I noticed that that's a cool thing to do, and it always makes it sound a little nicer. So yeah, get rid of this, add a little more there. Sexy curves, yeah, you want those. Nice round curves. Yeah. Okay, this sound can be more interesting. We could do a all the way detune. Something like that. Where it like becomes so atonal, the only thing making it tonal again is the comp filter. It's kind of cool. I like that every once in a while, but it's a little too much sometimes. Let me add a little bit of room here. And also, I like to use the EQ. If I want a low pass, I actually like to use the EQ, so I still have the other two filters to use. So, just as an example. Because then also, if I have too much resonance on my comp filter and it would just do that and just resonate all over the place, my EQ actually cuts it off for me, which is kind of nice. That's kind of cool. It has something. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. Kind of has a nice vocal quality to it. Maybe with a phaser we can enhance that. Oh, why is my mouse so stupid? Okay, it's probably because of OBS. But yeah, moving things feels a lot different right now. That's weird. Moving knobs and faders up and down. Okay, whatever. Wang. Yoink. Erosion to their mid bass. Oh yeah, erosion's cool, especially if the sound is somehow lacking some top end and you can just make up for it with the noise. That's cool. Yeah, comp and reverb filter. The comms filter though is like really nice. And a bit crush filter. You mean like the bit crush filter in here or just a bit crusher? What would just a bit crusher sound like? On that level, it actually sounds kind of nice because it brings back some missing top end. But I don't know. I don't like the constant comp filter. Even without it, it probably sounds horrible now. Kind of sounds like Midnight Tea. Haha. That's kind of cool. It kind of sounds like some weird flying projectiles. Hehe. Okay, back to normal. Let's try a comms filter. Hehe. You can make things really stereo quickly with the comms filter, or just a plus or minus comm if you, let's say this is one voice. Very mono, aside from this delay, so I'm just going to turn that off. But then the pan here will make that really wide really quickly. Actually, that's kind of a cool sound. That's too much. This damn thing rarely does anything. A little bit. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's a little bit too laid back, so maybe. Yeah, maybe bring that up a little bit. Hey, come on, what's wrong? Kind of cool, yeah. Getting there. It's a lot of top end. There's like a lot of noise. You can see the peak. It's this guy. Ah, that's the second most painful frequency to the human ear. Also, it is the most painful frequency to the human ear because human speech, and especially the sound of crying babies, for example, is in that frequency range. So by evolution, we are designed to be able to hear those frequencies a lot more easily than other frequencies because they were important for survival. So you can use those that knowledge in your mixdowns, actually, by either enhancing something in those spots to make it very aggressive, or to take away so you can play it louder without it hurting your ears. Because, for example, if you think about sound and you have a sine wave at like a bass at 80 hertz that's 100 decibels loud, I think your ears are going to be fine with that compared to a sine wave at 3 kilohertz that is 100 decibels loud. Even though they are the same loudness, the same energy, your ears react different to them because your eardrums aren't perfect. They're actually the least linear thing ever. Because basically, for example, speakers. If a company builds speakers for music production, they want them to be as linear as possible. But your eardrums are also just a membrane, and they're a microphone basically, but microphones and speakers are in a way the same thing because you can literally use a microphone as a speaker and the other way around. If you shout into a speaker, you can eventually record some energy, like some actual electric energy at the end of the cable, and you can use that to record something. It's going to sound terrible, but yeah. So the human eardrum is just very not linear, and you have to know where it fucks up and how weird it is, and use that in your mixdowns, I guess. Yay, some weird knowledge. No, I'm not high. English is just not my native language. And if topics become very technical, like linear membranes and evolution and human ears and science, then I just sometimes don't know the words and I have to think a little bit. But it's getting better. Chomp. That definitely sounds like a chomp. Let's try out some other wavetables. Hey. Hey. That's kind of cool. I like that. It is very quiet compared to the rest right now, but I like this. Hey. Hey. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely needs the phaser. That makes it better, for sure. Yeah, it has to be a little louder, I think. Nice. Actually, I kind of wanna work at a louder main volume, but I am worried that that is gonna bleed into the microphone. Might have to, I hope like there is no too much microphone bleed. Snare's fine, kick is too quiet. That's better. Let me actually listen to the video real quick. That's better. Too late. And listen again. That's better. Too late. Sounds alright. That's fine. Put the kick on the snares. We can try. Let's see what that sounds like. The thing is, whoops, yeah, exactly. The thing is, the snare already has like so much low end. I might have to EQ this guy a little bit if I want. That's cool, but if we wanna go that way, we gotta make like the clap on this a lot longer. Same with this. It's getting there. Let me just solo this for a second. I do like the low snare. I think the kick drum on the snares just has to be a tiny bit quieter. Well, does that sound fine if it's that high? I kind of like the low sound of it. Yeah. That's cool. And now give those two things here a little bit of reverb. Yeah. That's cool. Kind of cool, yeah. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Is this gonna create any clicking? Let me check this real quick. Yes, it is. Okay, now it's fine. I actually like to make my sidechain a tiny bit tighter by putting it at like -5 milliseconds on the track delay. So it's just a fraction earlier. So there's like literally 1 or 2 samples of absolute silence right before the kick or the snare transient hits. Hey. Hey. Now. Actually, this sounds like this needs like a layer on it or something like a synth. Okay, let's make like a second bass to go back and forth with this. Yeah, and an intro. This needs an intro too. Oh, the thing is, okay, so if this starts on F and then D, G sharp, D, does that mean this tune is in D? I don't like that. Maybe D sharp is fine. Okay, so we're gonna make this in D sharp. Or should this be in D? D is really low. Sounds fine. Okay, never mind. There's too many tracks in F. Let's make this in D. Well, if this was in F, it would sound something like... This is not evil enough. Let's just do it. What's bleeding? This is bleeding through the mic. Yeah, because my sidechain isn't strong enough. That's true. Oh, okay, there we go. Every time I open the other laptop, after it's just been sitting for a while, because the whole audio runs through a different laptop, every time I open it after a while, it just crashes the audio drivers. And then the sound is gone for a bit. Should be back now. Is it back? It is back. Okay, nice. No, the mic sidechain should be a little bit better. Less bleeding, right? Is it less bleeding? I hope so. Okay, let's make like a screechy sound. So we are in D minor, right? Okay, holy crap. Oh. Wow, I'm stupid. Haha. Let me just pretend this didn't happen. Haha. Yeah. That sounds kind of cool. It's just a saw wave, but like this crazy effect chain makes it sound really big. All right, weird screechy noise. Yay, let's do it. Done. No, actually, this needs some motion. Yeah, sync is good. But the trick here is to use sync on FM from B, but then also play B. In addition, like turn this up so it gets really odd and screechy. Rah! Yes! Death! Haha! I wanted to do something, right? Okay, yeah, right. So maybe run this through. Haha! I like that. It does sound like Excision. Me. Needs to be like even slower.
I don't know what that means. If you like, I can search the web for even slower.
When did I say, hey Siri? What that in like, never mind. One of what I said was remotely close to hey Siri. Oh no, now I said hey Siri. Shut up, turn yourself off. Oh, it actually turns itself off if you tell it. Nice, that's great. Yeah, let's summon the Dark Lord. With noises. Need some distortion. That would make a great intro for an Excision song. I actually wanted to, oh yeah, right, this is what I wanted to do. 4 voices. Kadoosh, kadoosh. Make it like a little... We don't necessarily need the comb filter is like too much. This might do something. Kind of cool. Don't know if it needs it. It's kind of cool. Beep, 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 beep. What if we modulate this as well? Nah, loses the cool effect. Definitely loses coolness. That's better. It's just way too loud compared to the original song. Does that even work? It's a little too much. It kind of sounds, yeah, very Excision-y. It's hard to play it with all the delay. Maybe if it just was like a single one-shot, but a really cool one. Yeah, like that. That's really cool too. But I just want to sing on one. That's kind of cool. I think this might need some room as well. Just a little bit of reverb in some way. These faders, this is so much slower now. This is weird. I think it's just because of the streaming software. Yeah, somewhere around that. That's cool. I still don't like the mix down on the drums. Still don't know what to think about the kick drum here. I like it more. I like it more like this. I'm very sorry. I'd rather make the snare heavy. That's too low. Dun, dun, nan, 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 nan. That's kind of cool. This needs cleaning up though. Yeah, and more high-end, definitely. There's all of this shit that no one needs. Definitely bring back the mids. There's my least favorite frequency. And there's no reverb. Wait, maybe put the reverb before all the OTT shit. That's cool. Yeah, Corpus is cool and all, but I don't want to use it at the moment. I feel like it's overused. I want to find new things. Oh wait. The middle three notes should go one note higher before returning. I mean the dun dun dun. You mean like that? That's kind of a cool evil variation. And this would have to go with it as well. That's kind of nice. It's not a bad idea. Didn't get to use a bunch of Corpus in Inhalant Abuse. Yeah, probably. Corpus is a good thing for weird wonky shit. We could put it on this, but it won't do much on this one because it would just make it weird. Like I like the metalliciness, but compared to before, it just messes up the sound so much. All the high end gets very brittle and messy in terms of phasing. It's kind of. I'd rather have it clean at this point. You may use a chord in the start. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to use a chord in the start. Because I know, like, it is so overdone, so I'm glad someone gives me permission to do that. Because I wouldn't do it by myself. I wouldn't just go ahead without any permission to do that. Yank this. Can actually get some additional EQing in here. That's kind of nice. The distortion is kind of nice, but makes it really messy. This has no effect whatsoever. Am I on the wrong channel? This is the volume, right? Is this just because it's distorting so much? Yeah. That's what I wanted to do. Make it a little clearer. That's kind of cool. Wow. So this sounds really nice, but now this one doesn't hold up in terms of sound quality. And we need to do something about that, I'm afraid. We put the screech down an octave. We can try. Actually, it should be somewhat in key. So if we're in D minor, it should be somewhere on here. That's kind of cool. Nah. Because it is the basically the major seventh. It's just the basically on that one. So I would kind of go. It's kind of an evil. We could make an alternative version though. So I like to do this a lot. For example, now is the question, is this the final version of the sound? Is it gonna have a variation sooner or later for the second part or whatever? So I just duplicate tracks like crazy and then end up with 5 or 4 different tracks of the same sound in different iterations. And then maybe freeze one of them or flatten them. But yeah, so now we could, on this one, I could try out a variation without ruining the first one. That's a nice pitch. Because that's like a 5th for D minor, so that works. Let me read the chat. Do you know who Iron Fist is? The name rings a bell. J-pop chords, maybe. Are you using Massive at all anymore? Why not use the pattern view? What do you mean with pattern view? To change the pitch? Because it's a different... Oh, this is true. This is very Datsik. It is very Datsik-y. Yeah. Nah, not quite a 5th. You say minor 6th. To me, it sounds a little detuned, so to me it actually sounds a little less than a 5th, like somewhere between a 5th and a tritone. Or? Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a little bit of... Yeah, it's more like these two together. Yeah. Add a bit crush. Why do I always people want me to add bit crush to the laser? This is already so crushed. I don't think a bit crusher would make this better. We can try. We can try. Actually, though, that is a cool effect. That coming up. I should add another OTT to make it stronger. So we could like harness that by freezing this and putting it on a different audio track and then making different versions of this. Now I wish I could modulate this. I actually had, what's it called? Not Decapitator, but it's from D16 plugin group or something. There was a, by the way, the Bit Crusher was a really good idea, to be honest now. Yeah. There was a plugin that was like a Bit Crusher, but it had a lot more modulation capabilities. That's cool. It kind of sounds like something Ulusal would do. Oh, that's so high. Decimort, that was the one. Thank you. Yeah. Niptane music. Sorry, that took way too long to read because it was in a very lime green. What's that BitCrush plugin? That is the Ableton stock BitCrush plugin. But I wish I could just modulate it like this. So just, yeah. Because that's a cool effect. I will remember this and we can use that. Right now I just want to get the basics done here. I feel like since we gave that sound a lot of room, we have to give this sound a little bit to make up for it, so they don't sound like too far apart. So much. Just like that, sort of. Wow, yank, dang, dang. That does sound so much like something Datsuk would do, damn it. Yeah, I know I could modulate it. I know I can I mean, yeah, I could just modulate it with a, by modulate it I mean putting like an actual modulator to it or an LFO or something. I know I could automate this. Or you can use the Max for Live MIDI effects, use an envelope, put it before Serum, and then link this envelope and swear to God, hope this thing's not crashing now. Okay, and then link this to the downsample knob, and then turn it back on, and now you can, you see that? You can like modulate it with, as if it was an envelope here. So that's kind of cool. Actually, I would want it the other way around. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, sorta. That's what I don't like about this. It's really cool that you can do this. You can add as many as you want. You can even add LFOs, and you can link them to anything, like any knob on all of these plugins, or anything inside Serum even. But they're just very annoying to use. And you don't have a lot of options. You can't shape this. You can't shape this really nicely, unlike the LFOs in Serum. But yeah. But it's a way to do that. So now I have the automation right there. I would like rather want to use something like this in a more accessible form than drawing automation every time and having to copy it over and over. But so far there haven't been any better ways of doing it in Ableton except for these Max for Live MIDI devices. I think Bitwig does it in a little better way, where Bitwig comes with things like that. You can just literally put an envelope in your effects chain, like between an OTT and an EQ, you can just put an envelope, and it's going to be triggered every time there's MIDI running through that chain, and you can just link it to anything, because that's really sick. Yeah. Someone uses Bitwig. Nice. I think it's a great program. That's a cool, I like the end of that. I like the wing. I think that just comes from basically silence going through the Bit Crusher. Like the sound itself doesn't really sound great with the Bit Crusher on, but it's that little gap at the end. All right. Okay. Getting so sidetracked. I wanted to make this sound better. This needs to be wider. That's why. Also, detune and widening after the distortion. I mean, it's cool. It is also cool to do it before the distortion, but for a cleaner result. Because this can get messy. That's actually not a bad amount of distortion. That's also why I like using the EQ as a low cut afterwards, because with a shit ton of distortion like this, even I can just go crazy because this low cut is going to cut it off. Without it, it's probably going to sound horrible. Oh, it's not. Amazing. How is that? I thought this insane amount of distortion would just create an absolute mess. Because this just turns into a sine wave at the end there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, still sounds better with the EQ. Also, want this. That's kind of cool, but very noisy. No bit crusher on this one. Or, you sure? Yeah, that's this little like psh at the end. It'll just have probably the same effect. Don't like it. You just want like a yoy kind of sound, or what is your plan with all the bit crusher? So. I guess I just have to make this wider. Or just detune it, make it wider that way. Yeah, that sounds better. And then I can reset the pan here. I kind of like the little artifacts that can come through that way. Oh, wait, I should just cut this off here. Also, the sub is just on this one, right? It's just constant. I mean, it's cool. It's cool with me. I like those artifacts. I have to get them out of there some eventually. Oh yeah, you can get some really annoying chords up here, by the way, with lots of resonance on the comms filter. That sounds like Ula style. That's just mean. I know all of these are cool. But then, like, if that wasn't an actual song, it would really annoy me quickly. So I have to decide for something here. All of these are kind of cool, but also... Stop touching it. This needs to be cleaned up even more. That's kind of cool as well. Yeah, I can't decide what to do with this sound. Even without the bloody comb filter, it still sounds good. Wow. Should I put this on the volume for the sub? Maybe halfway. That's fine. There's just so many ways in that this can be a cool patch, but I just want to find that one setting where all the knobs are in the right place. Maybe FM from B? Or is that, it might be too much. And we're together. Nice. FM from sub. And we're Sultan. Haha. The cool thing is now the comms filter makes it sound interesting again in a different way. So yeah, there's just all these combinations to choose from. I just want to find something that really, that sounds like really interesting to me actually. This is actually better in mono, or at least in one voice. Maybe I can get it stereo with a little more of this stuff instead. Oh, there's a stereo knob here. I made it a little better at least. That's kind of cool. I could go with that, but... I also don't like what the comms filter does to the high end, and now I can't even route the noise past it because I can only do that over here and not in there. So more noise is not going to fix it. Just turn this into a supersaw derp. Why not use that as a later variation? Yeah, that is a good idea. I should have just duplicated it and saved the old version like I did with the other patch, but I was stupid. I'm not gonna try reverb filter. We're literally basically using reverb filter's little brother with the comms filter, so reverb filter's just gonna make it worse. This has a longer release, sort of. Sounds pretty similar. Oh yeah, that was another thing. The drive. I totally forgot about that. Okay, that makes it a little more stabby. That's cool. It's kind of going into the G shit direction, which I like. I just want it to be a little less... No, I'm not going to use a pit crusher. Yeah, somewhere like something like this. I just wanted, I want it to be a little less gettery and a little more new. Yeah, something like that. Ooh, and my CPU says thank you. That wasn't supposed to be a diss towards Getter. I just meant like, it's not like old Getter. Like the sound everyone copied too many times by now. Oh, if we want this to be Datsik style, then we just need to use some of this. Haha. Should I just call Troy and ask him if this is going to be a collab? Actually, what note is this on? So, since we need since we need D. I'm just gonna crank this really high so I can hear what note this is. Do I need 26? Yeah, we can keep that. For now. Don't even know if this is going to be a track. Because as of now, because of all of this, it's too much of a Danzig ripoff, but I like where this is going. Oh yeah, a little less phaser, because that was taking out a lot of the... That made it a lot less clear. Okay, make the sub bass shorter, please. Yeah, maybe. You mean like this? That's probably a good idea. I do not like this snare, even though we made it recently. I want some of the other ones. This might be okay for drum and bass, but I need like... Haha, that's kind of cool. I just want to try them out. Oops, no frequency shifter, please. None of this. And then also these layers. Gotta be a little quieter. A little less reverb. I want it to be a little less rhythmy and a little more just heavy bro step kind of shit. These are all terribly EQ'd. I made them like a few nights ago. Nah. These turn out a lot better. Just gonna go with that. Okay, needs more freshness. That's better. It's just the basses are pretty loud, and the drums are pretty quiet, but... Also, this is all clipping pretty loudly. I hope this is not distorting on your end. Let's actually put a limiter on this. That's not too bad. Let's put it on clipping. Just so it's not actually clipping. Dun, dun, bam, dun, dun, dun. Okay, we need one more bass sound for in between there, and also let's just duplicate that for now. Move this over here, and then that's going to be the variation, I guess. and then just so I have them in here now. Should this one also have a variation? I feel so. This guy should have a variation. So let's duplicate him. Sounds like a very angry dog. Yeah, maybe make this one a little growlier. Yes! Yes! Fuck yeah. Firm, firm, firm. Bork, bork, bork. This is a little much over here. Sick. I call this fuck with your vision because it's just like weirdly aligned. Wow. This is so probably rip off of something. It's like a very generic pattern with cool sounds, but the pattern is just like so generic, but I still like it. I'm just gonna save this as ASDF for now. Yeah, snare's kinda nice. I like that. A little cleaner. Oh, by accident, it's in key. I need to do something to my room because that is one of the resonance frequencies of this room. I think that is 151 hertz. Can this sidechain be like a tiny bit stronger? I think it's just the kick that needs a little bit more chopping. That's all. Yeah, now kick and snare are a lot more equal. 13 BPM, 100 BPM. You want me to slow this down to 100 BPM? Oh wait, let's do this. This needs to be warped first, otherwise it's gonna go weird. Actually, I do like slowing down the project file when working on sounds a lot, because if you have something like this, but I want like one of these wobs at half the speed, I'll just type in 75 and render that instead of slowing every LFO down by hand and then rendering it and then speeding them up again or something, because that is a lot easier. Okay, let's do 110 and make a glitch hop version of this. How fast is this? I like that there's some kind of wang, 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 there's like some sort of little pop there. Dang, dang, bang, ink-a-tang. But should the drums be in double time then? Since it's glitch hop, let's make like a double time version over here. Yeah. But also the sidechain has to follow along. Sort of. Let's just like make this work. That is so slow still, sort of. I guess this needs to be at twice the LFO speed or something. Yay, good old days. No, it sounds like far too loud. Okay, make these longer, and then let's just do that just for shits. Okay, this needs to go till 16th note. Haha, that's kind of cool. I haven't heard stuff like that in a while. No, don't do it. Just for shits, just in this part. We can always go back. Just for fun. Just do that. I haven't done that in a while. Oh, by the way, I have this weird thing recently where if I do something like this, like a macro, or anything, whatever I click, it doesn't show me the automation line. Why is that? This just started a few days ago. What did I do? How can I bring it back to normal? Because what I have to do now is I have to go in here, say configure, move this knob, go in here, then say right click, show automation. There it finally is. So how do I make these come up again? Because now I click this. This is not showing up. Weird. Why is that? So annoying. Same thing happened to two other people. I guess maybe it's an update. It's a weird thing. Yeah, maybe. No, it doesn't show on the channel side. Nothing. If I move this, reflect, no, it's not showing up. This is in this channel. I have to go right-click show automation, and there it is. And now if I want this again, that works. Since it already has an automation, now it shows up. This guy still doesn't show up. If I make an automation for this guy, now I can switch between these two. That works. But the next one, it's not showing up. Delete this. Oh yeah, I am stupid. Anyone says, you do already keep the drop-down menu at the right. What drop-down menu at the right? This drop-down menu? How do I fix this? Dun, 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 dun. Damn, I think this is definitely stolen from somewhere. This is definitely like, yeah, but it still sounds cool. Also, let's make a different snare that's like a tiny bit higher for this. Maybe that's better, I don't know. Is that the... No, that's not the bangarang pattern, is it? No, that's not the bangarang pattern. I don't know. Let him know? Let me know what? What is that thing you're posting, that link? Let me click that. Ah, thank you. Oh my God. And now, please let this be back to... Oh my God, how did that switch? Probably by accident. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Because I was with a bunch of people the other day who had the same problem and we couldn't figure it out. Wow, okay, that's really cool. Thank you so much. This has made my life a lot easier. I feel like this needs some pitch modulate. You can't even hear it. It's like such a muddy patch, you can't even hear that the pitch goes up. I guess it's the this master tune automation here that makes it a little harder. Because that one just makes it go no 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 no. That would be way easier to hear if it was actually an F. It's just a gargling mess. Oh, I'm just gonna turn this down for now. Just a little bit. Dun dun, dun 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 dun, dun dun dun. Classic heavy glitch hop pattern. That's kind of nice. I still want this to have like some, a little more. Can I make use of this of F to make it better? I don't want it to screech like a Terror Squad patch. I just want it to be more growly through this. Let's see if I can do that. Sort of. Definitely cooler. This doesn't even need modulation. Yeah, actually, sometimes it's cooler if it's just static, because otherwise it gets too messy. That's kind of cool. And now what it would also need would be like an offbeat yoink, yoink, yoink. Like all the good songs used to have back in the days. This is where I would actually use Massive, by the way, for something like that. Dylan Francis. Old Dylan Francis. Yay. Wait. It's so out of tune. Haha. What a throwback. I haven't heard something like this in so long. This is actually really fun. That reverb before OTT was actually too much. Has to go back. That's fine, that's cool. Oh yeah, and this has to go up 1 octave eventually, and like it has to like start here. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, let's just get the trumpets out and make a very and then have a chord stab on the one, I guess. That kind of velocity. Tighter. Oh, actually for the, yeah. I would need them. Whatever. I'm just gonna do it with staccato and lots of reverb and OTT. Gonna have a lot more release then. This is not complex tro. This is glitch hop. Bang. There you are. Yeah, this is gonna fit in the mix in a bit. This is still a little messy. Actually, the chord stab and everything would have to be on the 2 with the screech and everything. That would make so much more sense. And then automate this. This is almost, yeah. This patch is almost not, doesn't fit for that. It would have to be something else, like a really heavy stab. I like the patch, but I really like having something like those trumpets there, because that's a little different. I actually want to layer this with another trumpet, but I'm just gonna use a sample, just a one shot, actually cymatics, trap, whatever. Where's it? Ah, brass, just like a one shot. Yeah, because that is like very dirty and like more mono, but then these two together can sound really good. Sort of. It's not sitting in the mix quite yet. Oh my god. Damn. I guess this needs some sort of fade out in the other thing as well, just to work a little better in that part. Something like that, something like this. What about if all of these also had an octave on them? Or is that too much? Is that cheesy? Kind of cheesy. But yeah, it needs kind of a patch there now. Also, there's a lot of mids and a lot of this that I don't want. Just gotta clean up the trumpets real quick. Yeah, fifth is not a bad idea. But I rather kind of want a different patch there. Or what if this moved over here? Ah. Sort of cool. Nah, not really. If all of these stopped here, maybe then it would be cool. But I am not sure. Whoops, no, don't return to, re-enable. Just want to see what that sounds like. Why is this still so long? Ah, okay, it plays the whole thing. Thought I had it on gate. Still. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So it kind of goes. Now these need to jump at you a lot more though. that's kind of cool. I think there's a better sample in here though, because these... Yeah. Yeah, because those have like a nicer attack to them. That's cool. We could even, oh yeah, a choir, like a church choir that does like a ah, but a minor chord. Human voices, voice choir. Haha. Something like that. Okay, turn this off. Oh, or maybe keep it on. I don't know. Just keep it on. As long as that there's no like fade in. I don't like this high resolution grid. So sort of like that, and then I'm just gonna automate the reverb and everything to shut up afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, sort of. Maybe we need to put it up an octave, and also definitely need OTT, EQ. Clean this thing up. So this is the other frequency region where the human ear is very sensitive. The 1/2 is, you can even see it here, because this is a human voice. So if I just press a single note, you see this peak here, that is the one annoying half I was talking about, like the very sharp 3.4 kilohertz section. And then the other half is sort of down there. Somewhere between 500, 800 hertz, because that's where the fundamentals of the human voice sit, or the octave of the fundamentals, so female voices are an octave higher, so it's around that area. So that is one part, and then the sharp top end 3.4 kilohertz is the other part where your ears are the most sensitive, so if something hurts when you listen to it, you might want to take those frequencies down first, because they might be the bad guys. So now this is a lot nicer on the ears. Maybe up an octave even. Just kind of cool. Almost too short. Maybe move it over. Yeah, now it's just too loud, but you get the idea. Maybe sort of. Maybe it needs an octave on top. This needs to be bigger. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then this one maybe. Make it very choir. And then, oh yeah, that just screams for like a big choral resolution at the end here. Oh yeah, volume automation. Oh. I'm just gonna be very lazy and remove this last sound here with a growly thing I did a while ago, because I just want like a different kind of fill there. That one. I'm sorry for all this OTT right now. I just need to edit these chords. And then the classic. Okay, this one needs to follow along. Maybe. Very Wolfgang Gartner, but it works. I could even make these stabs a tiny bit shorter, or... I like the fact that it's like stabs and then you have the reverb, but the reverb's a little much, or the OTT is a little much. So I'm just gonna make the reverb a little shorter. But and there's, of course, there's lots of... That's better. Now we can bring this up again. Yeah, I just want this to pump a little more. It's kind of cool. I like this. I don't know if this will ever come out anywhere, but this has been a cool thing for... Definitely a cool thing to do on the first stream in the new house. New BPM, you think? 100? That's a little slow. Yeah, I guess if you put it at 87, that would be drum step, but it would feel very slow. It would work with a double time. Also, I don't like how out of key this guy is. That's better. 128 if it was like how? Then the 16th notes are too fast, obviously. So. Okay, the change of speed made this one weird. Yay. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Nothing wrong with 110. The only thing this needs now is a little bit... We can do like a little bit of mastering, and then maybe this stream session can be wrapped up. I don't even know if anyone is still watching. Is anyone watching? Who cares? Change the drum pattern. Yeah, it's like a throwback to Evil Game Boy. Yeah, there's people watching. Okay, nice. Ozone mastering. So for this, I have this mastering preset, but there's something I don't like about it. To turn on the input. Okay, let's have a look. Woo, goodbye CPU. Fingers crossed that this is not going to crash my system. Ooh. So I would EQ mids and sides separately on the master. Be a little meaner to the low end on the side, because you can take all of that out, because you want your low end to be mono anyways. And then up here, that is the frequency range that I hate so much. Even it out with a little bit of additional high end. Oh yeah, actually saving is a good idea. I'm just gonna save this as 110 version, so I can still turn this into rhythm eventually. I'll probably play it out on the tour. I'll like turn this into a 150 BPM song, and then if anyone comes to any of the Basement Dwellers shows, you're gonna hear it. Yay! Isn't that cool? Who's coming to any Basement Dwellers shows? Anyone in the chat? It's very 600 Years by Far Too Loud. I love that tune. Okay, then on the mids, there's also like some of this low-end mud. Input could be even louder, but then I hope the limiter isn't working too much. All right, that is a healthy amount of compression and limiting. So that's sort of what I would do on the master. I think it's not enough sub in total compared to all that top end. What's that gonna sound over here? Okay, also make these shorter. I think this was bleeding into the other patch. Yay, now it's perfect. When will you end the stream? Pretty soon. I need food. I am very hungry. Do you find that the IRC4 kills your sub bass? Depends on how hard you go with it. If it kills your sub bass, then go back to your mix. When is the basement track coming out? Pretty soon. Because, yeah, we want it to be out when we start the tour. Definitely. That growl is not a Spitfire sample. Those offbeat synths are seamless. Haha. Yeah, it's 7 p.m. here too. You must be in California or on the East Coast, West Coast. Sorry, geography is hard. Can you show how you made the first bass in the intro of Carrier? Eventually, I don't have the project file on this computer. Show me your look and feel, please. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, sure, why not? I thought that was something sexual for a second. Look and feel. Are you happy? Will you please do shows not 18+? I can't decide that. The people that throw the shows do that. I can make J-pop eventually. Yeah, I made this little thing. Right, little look. I made this little thing that was J-poppy. Like, yeah, really bare bones. Just super bored. Know where the vocals. And then it just turns into Wave Racer, sort of. But that was just fucking around. Should we turn it to Russian or something? Sick. I have to restart this. Okay, sick. Because since we're talking about weeboos, can I turn Ableton into Japanese? And then is it all going to be kanji? or hiragana. I want to see. I really want to see that now. When are you going to release a dubstep track by yourself? Really soon. So there's going to be the collab with Willy, obviously, that a lot of people know about. That's going to come out soon. And then I am working on that's why people are talking about this weird thing called Chop Chop. That is a tune for my new EP. Oh, sick, nice. Oh, that's so dope. Japanese Ableton. That's tight. Oh, I thought this would all be in Japanese. Oh, damn it. All right. It's just like the hints and everything. That's kind of cool though. Oh, this is dope. Oh, what the fuck did I do? Yeah. That would be a true skill to now know what all of these are again, but I guess this is preferences, and then I'm just gonna go back. German. Yes. No, actually not. This is just gonna confuse me. Actually, thinking of this, I thought it would be a cool task to, for example, have a little producer quiz where someone, for example, has to list all the Ableton stock effects by name alphabetically and not forget any of them, or fill out a blank form of the massive wavetables. This is all just going to be blank, and then you have to put them in by memory and see how much you get right. That would be a good thing for a producer nerd off. Same with the filter list and the effects list. That'd be really cool. As like a little thing. Yeah, I can play Chop Chop just a little bit, just a tiny bit. It's gonna change anyways, because I used samples from Team Fortress 2, the sniper, because we were in Australia and he's Australian, so I thought I'd use some samples from him because it's funny, because he's Australian. But obviously I can't use them because I don't know if Valve even wants to.
Here's a touching story. Once upon a time you died, and I lived happily ever after. The end.
So yeah, those are the samples from the sniper. I just pitched them down a little bit. But then it just basically turns into something like...
A little old chop chop.
Yay, weird noises. Oh yeah, that Oh Fuck track finally comes out. Yeah, I'm really sorry. That's like a year. That's been a year now. I feel so stupid for this song coming out now, sort of a little bit, because it's been so long and it's so dated now. It sounds like it's a year old, because it is, and finally it's coming out. But yeah, it's gonna be out eventually. And that other stuff too. There's also this, but that's also gonna change.
Off your bloody pocket!
Gay. Just very tiny previews today. And there's another one. Where'd it go? Is this? Sorry. Yeah. That was a very old version with a terrible mixdown, by the way. I just felt that. Okay, a little more piano jams at the end, and then we can end the stream. I kind of want this to be in the Ableton frame still, a little bit like that. Any chance of a UK show? I think there might be a London show. Maybe there might be a London show on the... I think there's a London show on the Basement Dwellers tour. Like, pretty much at the end somewhere. Somewhere at the end. Also, let me put down the sample rate again, because otherwise I can't play anything. Hope this works. Actually, the progression at the end is really sick. Really like that chord progression. Another jazzy version. My favorite chord is B2 with a, but then no fifth, more like a B2 major 7, I guess, with no fifth. A 9. Haha. Oh no, it's add 6 actually. B2 with add 6. 9. How bad is the latency? Oh, this looks really bad in the video right now. Oh, is audio and video really far apart? Oh, this looks this is a test. See, really far apart. Is it really bad? Oh God. Wow, video is really late. I think it should be better now. Because it's this camera, which is a terrible camera, because it is a Microsoft camera that doesn't work with a MacBook, but somehow made it work with a MacBook. It should be a little better now. Let's see, let me just check that. Is it still pretty bad, or how made it work with a MacBook? It should be a little better now. Yeah, now it's been catching up. That's weird. How is that? Now there's now I feel like there's a second of delay again. This is weird. Shitty camera. I am very sorry. Maybe if I switch back and forth between my scenes, does that help? No, it does not. I have the camera settings here, but they do not help. They just make things worse. I will have that figured out next time. Wow, there's a full second of delay now. Why? I don't even know how Different World starts anymore. I haven't played that in so long. I don't know. I don't know how that. I have to listen to it again. I haven't heard that song in so long. I could play. What could I play actually? Hard. I never played the whole song on piano, just recorded all the parts and and doing the hover would be like. That is so, like, that creates a cramp in your hand. I've never played that part before. I didn't know how that goes. Actually, yeah, there's this upwards progression, 'cause it's a long way forward. Yay! How does Lunar go again? I kind of know the melody, but fuck. I need to listen to that shit again. I haven't heard both Different World and Lunar in so long. I could play. What's the other one? Okay, never mind. Let me look up Lunar real quick. Looking up my own song. Terrible. Oh yeah, right. Okay, that pattern. Okay, now it's back in my memory. Also, I think this laptop is dying. Is it because of the sample rate? Is this easier for you? Is this gonna fix the camera delay? Oh, this is a lot better now. Nice. Okay, I made it in A minor. That makes it a little easier. I just made that up. I don't remember how the melody of the main part goes, but something like that. And then every once in a while, Dorian. Something like that, as far as I remember. Oh god, I'm terrible for not remembering. Actually, I wrote this little thing that I used in an unreleased song a while, like a few years ago, but I still really like, and I kind of want to use it. Yeah, I think that's kind of, I still want to use that for like a full song. A nice melody. A minor, only white keys. I like that invert, like that key change, because it goes from, so it switches from C minor to sort of F major. So basically you're just going from minor to major. Oh god, that's terrible. I need to learn these. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think that is enough for today. Thank you all for watching. This was way longer than I thought it would be. Also, there's a lot of plushies in the back. Also, my lips are not in sync. Probably not. Yay. Yeah, I'm starving. Thank you all for watching, whoever's left. Ooh, that was close. That was almost the stream key. All right. Yeah, everyone have a good night. This was really fun. Next time it'll be official and like actually about something. Yeah. Maybe we'll have like a jam session stream where it's just jamming stuff and maybe recording some of it. And then there'll be actual streams or maybe even new studio times about special topics. Like just a 3-minute studio time about how to make a snare in Serum and stuff like that. Like a little shorter. And then longer ones where it's just like, look all the new things you can do with Serum or something. All right, no, not see you in 9 months. See you like this week, hopefully. I'm just saying it so I have to live up to it. I have to be there this week. Otherwise people be angry at me. All right, good night. Because it's 7 p.m. here, so good night. All right, bye, that was fun.